Our next guest is, oh, there he is. Our next guest is Kyle Evans, and Kyle's, I don't know, I think he just doesn't want a label. Oh, wait a minute, he's actually got a t-shirt. Stand up a wee bit, Kyle. Kyle, let's see this t-shirt of yours. Before I introduce you, I want to see what it is that you're wearing. Oh, Kyle's frozen for me. Oh, there he is. Oh, I'm sexy and I know it. Right, loving it, Kyle. Kyle is here, and I was going to describe him in a whole bunch of ways, none of which were sexy. Sorry, Kyle. I know it's pretty controversial. I was going to say he's a award-winning sort of comedian. He's a bit of a musician, sings Matty songs. A great thing to do. I'm sitting at the piano just now because I'm going to be back on with Bobby Seagull later on, and definitely going to do a song. I know that never works well on Zoom, but we'll give it a bash. He is a mass presenter. He's done TED Talks. He was part of an infamous barbershop quartet during our That's Mathematics song and song performance, which if you didn't catch that, there's actually loads of people in the 24-hour Maths Magic show who were involved in that project, so we should definitely share that link in the chat. I'm sure somebody will do that over the next wee while. But Kyle, brilliant to see you. Good to chat, mate. And
good to see you, Chris.
And how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I'm pretty good. I've been watching a little bit of this last night when I got in, and I've had a little eye on it this morning. So it looks really good. There's been some really good stuff so far. I'm still slightly worried that someone's going to have done my trick while I've been asleep, but we'll find that out. I'm sure someone will tell you in the comments if that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you got your?
I'm just going to
Sorry, on you go.
Go on. I'm just flicking my other video on.
See that? Yeah, that's working.
Is that the
yes.
right? Does that look the right way around?
Yes,
to you?
It is. 3s and 4s and stuff are up the right way round.
The right way around. Okay, that's pretty good.
Have you?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That's it. Perfect. Have you got your kids locked up in a cupboard somewhere during the next half hour? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I have. I've put a Halloween movie on for them in the front room. They'll have nightmares later on, but in the short term, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, ours are similar. They're through there on devices. Terrible. Dad parenting fails, but anyway, needs must for the 24-hour Maths Magic. So will we fire right in with the track? I think we should, and we'll get to some other chat.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you want to show us your track?
Yeah, no problem.
Or tell us about it. Whatever.
Yes. Well, I've sort of got two interconnected tricks, if I may. And so I've seen a lot of cards and things this morning, but I haven't seen. I'm going to do a trick with a clock, if I may.
Oh yeah.
Now, I'm no magician, but I'm gonna get as magical as I can. So the people watching at home, what I need you to do is you might like to make sure you don't have a touchscreen kind of computer, but you might like to put your hands out and actually touch the screen so that we can all generate mystic energy together, and all of your combined energy from home can make us have the desired effect. So what I would like you to do at home is I would like you to choose a number from the outside of the clock. Okay, this is a snazzy clock that's got the 24-hour clock on the inside. Well, it does say 24 at the top, probably should say 0, I would have thought, but let's not get into that now. Anyway, pick a regular number from the outside from 1 to 12. Don't tell anyone what you've chosen, and certainly don't tell us in the comments, just keep it to yourself. But what I would like you to do is in your head, that number you've picked, I want you to spell it out. Okay, spell it out. And I'm talking about the standard English or American spelling. So spell it out. And then what I want you to do is, starting from the top of the clock, that's starting from 12, you're going to count round in a clockwise fashion, however many letters there were in that number. So for example, if you were thinking of 10, then starting from the top, you will count round 1, 2, 3 places. That's the trick. Thank you very much. No, right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Three places. So,
okay.
but you won't. If you probably weren't thinking of 10 like Chris, so
No,
you're probably somewhere else.
Yeah.
But don't tell us where you are.
So your first letter corresponds with the 1, yeah? Your first letter is on 1.
Your first letter corresponds with 1. So if it was if it was 10, you'd be saying T-E-N, and you'd be on 3. But you're probably not on 3. You're probably somewhere else at home. Okay, so what I would like you to do, that new number that you're on, you're now on a new number. Chris is on 3, you're somewhere else. But I want you to spell that number out and then move on in a clockwise fashion, a bit like Chris just said, where your first letter is the first move. So the new number that you're on, spell that out and move around that many places in a clockwise fashion. Okay, this puts you on a new number. And then we're going to repeat this one more time. We're going to repeat this one more time. So your new number that you're on, you're going to spell that out. And then you're going to move on from that number by that many letters. And this is where you may wish to reach out, touch the screen in the corresponding place, and make sure that you're really pushing all of that magical mystic energy in towards the number that you have landed on. Okay? And that's good. That's the one. That's the one. So don't tell me what you've got. Don't tell me what you got. We're going to switch over to a second trick. I hope I'm not breaking the rules here, Chris, but we're going to have a second trick. But the second trick is going to give you some, possibly a little bit of a clue to what's gone on in the first trick, perhaps. So hopefully you can see my cards now, which I prepared earlier on.
Yeah. Sure can.
So I hope that that's close enough that you can see the colors and the numbers.
Yes, clearly.
And just to, I don't want this one here, this 2 in the middle row is blue.
Yep.
And this 6 and this 4 are green. I know that might cause it. I tried to do something that would cause the least possible problem for people that have issues with color blindness, but that's the best, that's the most different I could do. Anyway, what I would like you to do is I would like you to start by choosing a yellow card, but don't tell me what it is. Choose any yellow card, please. Don't tell me what it is. And then I want to quickly change, okay? Quickly change. So what I would like you to do, once you've chosen your yellow card, I want you to move along the row you're in until you get to an even number. Okay, so I want you to change to a different card. So you started by picking a yellow card, and then you're going to move horizontally until you get to an even number.
Yeah.
Okay. But now I'm going to get you to change again. Now I would like you to move vertically, so within the column that you're in, until you reach an odd number.
Okay.
So you should now be on an odd number.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to get you to make another change. Now I would like you to move diagonally, so that is diagonally upwards or downwards, until you reach an even number. So I'll say that instruction again, diagonally upwards or downwards until you reach an even number.
I'm with you.
And finally, I would like you to just make one last move, a horizontal move, please, to any odd number. So I would like you to move horizontally to any odd number. And I am hoping that just as with the clock, it is the number 1 that you landed upon. Chris, please tell me that was the case.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
I think.
And what are you giggling at?
And did you get a 1 on the clock, Chris?
I did get a 1 in the clock.
There's a slight delay on the line.
Yeah, I got the 1 in the clock.
Fantastic.
I got the 1 in the cards.
Fantastic.
And I very much enjoyed Mrs. Evans coming in to make a cup of tea. That was a highlight for me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I tried to get her to do it in a gorilla costume and see if anyone noticed, but she wasn't up for that. Right. So now I hope you don't mind. I don't know if it's the done thing, but we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with this trick. Now, as I said before, I'm no magician. The first trick is pinched from David Copperfield. Did that in I believe the early 90s. I don't know where he got the idea from. It feels like something older. The second trick is taken wholesale from Derren Brown's Seance, which people in the UK can probably watch on the Channel 4 player, which I remember watching at university, and it was fantastically well done TV, like everything Derren Brown does. But there was this part with the cards where he got you to choose at home. And I chose this because of the Halloween theme. You see, these were all people. These were all deceased people, and you were going to pick who they were going to commune with. And so at home, instead of odds and evens, it was male and female, or color or non-color pictures. And then at home, you would decide who you were going to, who in the studio, whose spirit they were going to summon from the spirit realm. And everyone chose this, which was Jane. And I hate to give, I won't give you a spoiler because it's fantastic TV, but they do speak with Jane in a manner of speaking. So what's going on with these two tricks? Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to set up a clock here and where people can see it at home. So I'm going to set up a clock. Now, it just might take me a little moment to do this because I want to just make sure that it's where everyone can see. That's not how a clock works, is it? 3 goes at east traditionally. So that's going to be a little bit low on the bottom end. So let's do something like that.
Yep. Your 12's going to be tight.
Okay, that's fine. Right, cool. And let's do that. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I forgot there was still one at the top. It helps when you're doing a trick with a clock to know roughly what a. So all a bit. That's fine. Yep. We can squeeze it in. For those of you, those of you listening, there's a bit of a delay between me talking and Chris replying. So whenever I'm just laughing to myself in a wry way, it's because of that oddity. But anyway, this feels pretty good. So I'm using Uno cards, and it only goes up to 9. So this one, I've got a 0 here, which I've adjusted into a 10. This one with 2 cards says +2 in the corner, so I've made that 12. And this one with 2 arrows look a bit like 1s, so I've made that 11. But I'll be talking you through it all as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm now going to put some more cards on top. And these red ones, I could move around, but the yellows are going to stay in place. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of spoil the trick by showing how it works. But any of you would have been working this out for yourself, because I know that you're all keen mathematicians at home. So you picked a number to start with, and then you spelt it out. So if you chose 1, like Chris chose 10, and that put him to 3, but 1 would also have sent you to 3, as would 2, as would 6, And I think that's all of the cards that would have sent you to start from 3. 3 itself, if you chose to start from 3,
that's because you're picking out all the three-lettered numbers, yeah. I'm just spelling out the trick,
sorry, yeah. So 1. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you. 1, 2, and 6 and 10 all would have sent you to 3 in your first move. If you chose 3, that would have sent you to 5 because 3 is a 5-letter number, as is 7, 8, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
So those were the 5-letter numbers. 4 itself is a 4-letter number, as is 9. And this is 11. 11 is the longest one. So we don't need any of those yet. I think we're all set. 5, I never picked up 5, which is also
a 4-letter one. Yeah.
A 4-letter number. So by doing this, thank you. And then we've got 11, L-E-L-E-V-E-N is a 6er. And we've got 12, which is also a 6er. So although you had free choice, actually your first choice was only ever going to put you on 3, 4, 5, or 6. And now the good thing about these cards, I've put them landscape so that I don't get muddled about which move we're talking about. So this is after the 0th move, I suppose, when you just put yourself into position. Now, let's move from the top end because we're more likely to not get doubled up. So these ones that are on 6 now move 3 spaces around. 1, 2, 3, which puts you onto 9. Let's go portrait so that I don't get the order of moves muddled up. These ones that are on 5 go 4 more places. 1, 2, 3, 4, and also land on 9. So we're starting to get a feel for how the trick works. We've got some more visitors in the room, but that all adds to the fun. Right. And then these ones that are on 4 go 1, 2, 3. So these landed on 8. And these ones that are on 3 go T, H, R, E, E, and also land on 8. So after either the first or the second move, depending on how you're looking at it, everything is lined up at 8 or 9. And if we perform one more move, you'll notice that 9 has 4 letters, 8 has 5. They're lined up next to each other. So in the next move, they are all going to end up at 1, which is a lovely thing. Mathematically, I think. Look, go on, Chris. Go on.
I was just going to say. So now that you're on 1, really, you could extend the trick to become even more ridiculous. You could say to someone, right, would someone pick a number, right, move round 7 clockwise or 5 anti-clockwise, and just keep going for ages, because now everyone should be in the same number and jumping round.
Yeah.
Which makes them think there's more control.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think when David Copperfield does it, he throws in a few more steps. He starts elaborately taking away the numbers that you can't be on, and then adds a few more steps and starts gradually taking them away. And I think when it concludes, there's only, I think he winds up down at number 6 or something, and then they zoom.
Kyle, I don't hear you anymore.
Hello, can you hear me, Chris?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yep, thank you.
Okay, so I think you might have lost my face. So I'm just using the cards laptop now, because I think I've got a pretty shonky connection here in my house. So I apologise to the people at home. What I find quite interesting about this trick, so I think the maths here, sometimes called what am I picking those up for? Sometimes called a Crisco count, and this phenomena of kind of making you converge towards, all paths will eventually converge
And there's various tricks that work off this sort of basis.
Oh, you're back. You are back.
Back in business.
Right.
So
and the way that I often Right. Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's very professional. I shouldn't have gone out last night. Right. So I like to think of this. The way I describe this phenomenon to people is it's like I call it the grey Play-Doh phenomenon. These tricks. So anyone who's ever had Play-Doh, people in America might the Play-Doh might have a different name there, but basically it's this dough, and it comes in all different bright colours. But it's on an inexorable slide towards becoming a big grey mass, because when you play with Play-Doh, it can't ever get cleaner. It can only ever get dirtier, right? So it is eventually heading towards its future as a kind of grey, disgusting grey mass. And it's the same thing. These paths will eventually converge at some point, or will they? Because we're just going to talk. If I've got 5 minutes, we're going to attempt to do this very quickly in some different languages. Is that all right, Chris?
Yes, so we have exactly 5 minutes, Kyle, because we need to sort out the new link for the this current streaming stuff. So, but that would be great. 5 minutes, go for it.
Yeah, no problem. In that case, what I'll do is I'll skip the Spanish. So you can have a go with Spanish yourself at home if you like. So you might just have to look up the Spanish alphabet, but Spanish will converge, but you have to go twice round the clock. You have to do about 5 steps.
Okay.
It's like 2 of them just won't get in line, and then they'll eventually get in line. But what we'll do is we'll do the French. Okay, we'll do the French. So I'm going to pick up all my red ones because I need my French alphabet, which I've written onto my Uno cards. So you'd expect after the first move, you'd expect to kind of find yourself around the first quarter with sort of 3, 4, 5, 6 letter names.
Yeah.
Actually, one in French actually has 2 letters, which is quite special. And then I've picked them up backwards. So deux has 4 letters, and so does cinq. So that goes on to 4 letters as well, and so does sept, and so does huit, all 4 letters, and so is onze for 11 in French. We missed out the 3-letter numbers, which would be six and dix. And then we are on to the 5-letter. I think I missed neuf as well on the 4-letter ones. So we'll have neuf in there. And then the 5-letter ones are douze. And I've got un, deux, trois, quatre, which is 6. And I've still got a 3 in my hand, which is trois, which is a 5-letter word. So this is how we arrange in French after the first step. And then when I was moving into my second step, so look what happens. So un, which would have gone to deux, deux gets 4 more spaces, or I should say quatre more spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to land on six. But remember, the people that chose six are then moving 4 more spaces onwards, un, deux, trois, quatre, to dix, and these people will move to dix on the next one, while the dixes will move on to back to un. And actually, in French, it will never converge because you will always be 1 step behind where you were. There'll be people that will always remain 1 step out of sync. So if David Copperfield had been doing his trip en français, it would definitely fail.
They're out of sync. They're out of sync.
Yeah, it would have stank without trace. So The people, I thought people at home, there's going to be people that speak in languages other than the ones that I've done here. I did German myself at school, so I'd done it with German. I won't tell you whether it passes or fails in German, but have a go with your own language and see how it goes. Oh, we have another visitor. Would you like to come and say hello?
Hello. What's your name?
This is it. Yes, what your name was?
Edwin.
Hi,
You're
Edwin.
on the internet, mate.
You are
You a
on the
star.
24-hour Maths Magic Show. Okay.
There's about 300 people. There's about 300 people watching, Edwin. So you now have a bigger audience than any of Dad's gigs. How do you feel about that?
Whoop,
Right.
whoop. Go,
finish your
Edwin.
movie off. All right. Say bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Dad, I thought we can do some Lego.
Some Lego, right?
What is it?
Kyle.
To do some Lego.
Yes,
Is
Kyle,
that
it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for sharing your trick. And you go off and do some Lego while we hand over for the
Thank
next.
you, Chris.
Right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Evans.
Right. I'm going to go dark. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Cheerio.